we have a question now from Brett. Brett says this: I am sure you have answered this question many times, and I'll answer it again. So I apologize in advance for the duplication. However, the fitness culture has been inundated with dedicated, separate, and distinct mobility programs, which are sometimes very time-consuming. Oh, I know. I have a book up there that recommends like 26 different movements to be done like in 1,000 a day each. And I kept thinking this has got to be a proofreading error. But I just can't see myself doing, that 1,000 times a day and still getting everything else in. I have found it difficult to coordinate these separate programs with my strength and cardiovascular training, and I reach a point where I feel enough is enough. And you've answered your question right there, Brett. When it comes to mobility work, do it. When it comes to recovery, do it. When it comes to meditation, do it. The devil's in the details, but you're doing it. Let me talk about how we incorporate it in just a moment. I know you encourage Tim Anderson's original strength work, such as pressing reset, which I also enjoy. Yeah, I'm a certified professional original strength clinician. I'm very proud of it. I speak at their workshops. I have, Tim. I think if you talk to Tim, I might be the person that encouraged him to go to publish. I have several of his books as well. I apologize. What is the opinion as to any additional mobility work that is necessary aside from original strength to keep us healthy and fit? Ideally, I'd like to find a way to incorporate this into my other training sessions so that I don't feel the need for those time-consuming separate mobility sessions. Any insights will be helpful. Brett, you got to train with me one time, okay? So here's how I do it. So whenever I do a push in my training program, you can come and go on my gym wall and you'll see it there. I always do neck nods. Now I do neck nods either in the prone position for certain exercises, seated like this, and my favorite one is when I grasp onto the pull-up bars, and I do neck nods while I'm hanging. For me, I call it poor man's chiropractor, because if you're walking close to me, you hear as my neck relaxes. When I do pulls, I always do the neck rotations. We call them find your shoes in my gym. This is a variation I'll show you right now. We call these seated twisties. I'm taking my left hand and I put it on the outside of my right knee, and all I'm going to do is lead with my eyes and look behind me. Seated twisties are marvelous. That same position on the floor, so my belly is down the ground and prone. Both knees stay on the ground, and then I lead with my elbow, and then I stick my right hand on my right butt cheek and push back. We call those Elowins, named after my granddaughter, because she was sitting on the floor doing it, and I thought, that's a really good idea. Push, neck nod, pull, neck rotations. If we're squatting, we do 6-point rocks. So, and they're very complementary. Now, most people I work with spend way too much time in chairs. Most people I work with probably need to work on their body composition. My hand just went up. So we do the 6-point rock family or variations of the 6-point rock. And I have this on my YouTube channel. I show you everything we do for squats. For hinges, we do either the bird dog family or its relative, which we call Frozones from Mr. Incredibles. With bird dogs, your hands this way. With Frozones, you're pushing your fingers back. So when you're in that bird dog position, okay, so I started 6-point. I drove my left heel straight back, started the bird dog. I take my right hand, and basically you try to have your middle fingers touch your left heel, both pushing away, and then you alternate. You look like the speed skater in Mr. Incredible. And I love stupid names, and I said only when I'm explaining them do I realize how stupid they are. Any kind of loaded carry, it's either cross crawls, and the most basic cross crawl, my right hand hits my left knee, my left hand hits my right knee, cross crawls. I can also have my elbow hit my knee, elbow hit my knee, or egg rolls. So if I'm doing 3 sets of 8 in an exercise press, after each set, I do neck knots. If I'm doing 3 sets of 8 in a pull, chin-ups, and I think I can do 3 sets of 8 now, I would do Elowins or seated twisties or find my shoes. That's how we get in. And then, one final thing, every Thursday we drop everything. There's no lifting at all. And we spend 1 hour going through the whole family of original strength. Everything we know, everything we can think of, and variations. I do want to add one other little thing I do, which I think might have value for all of our listeners. I'm trying to keep my, I hate to call it sprinting, but I'm trying to keep my my gait, my speed pattern, my gait going, G-A-I-T pattern going. So once or twice a week now, it was just once, but it's twice now. I go out in the front of my house and I do a variation I used to call the Great 8. And the joke on the Great 8 is start slowly, then slow down. Ha ha ha. But they're called, my athletes call them skippity slappities, which I think is hilarious. But it's high knee marching where your right hand hits your left knee hits your right hand. And then as you go through the reps, you try to add a little more skip and spring to it. We skippity slappity down, and then we either walk backwards or back pedal back. I've been backpedaling since I was a defensive back, so I've been doing it a long time. And I've always find it very healthy for my legs. Now, I know a lot of people will say it's a knee thing, but I find it really restorative for my lower body. So, Brett, pretty simple. Between sets of lifts, do original strength, as I pointed out. And by the way, if you're going to rest for 2 minutes, 2 minutes of neck nods 3 times, that's a lot of mobility work. 6 minutes of egg rolls after 3 rounds of farmer walks. That's a lot of rolling. So it's really easy. And if you want, you can follow along with me on this YouTube channel. I think it's called Follow Along Original Strength, and I have 2 of them. One, I do 55 egg rolls. And if you're not doing it with me and watching, you really need to get a life, because I can't imagine anything more boring than to watch me do 55 egg rolls. Brett, great question, and I hope the rest of you listened to this too. We had a question on isometrics, and I said, if you're interested, do them. But I don't know of a listener that can't use a combination of lifting, superset with mobility, and finished off with a good walk. And that reminds me, walking is one of the best original strength moves too. So don't forget your walking, and try those Great 8s too, okay? Fun stuff, and thank you.